Alright, Merry Christmas. 2 nights ago we saw The Matrix Resurrections. I've only seen the first movie, so I didn't really, I think I missed some stuff, but anyway. Connor, what's the
Oh,
plot
you
of
know
The
what'd be
Matrix?
cool? When you edit this, get the Matrix effect, download the Matrix effect,
And just
put it
like
over
overall
and
video.
put it with the transparency, so it looks like we're in the Matrix the whole
That'd be
time.
cool. What's the plot of the fucking Matrix Resurrection? Tell me, Connor, tell me what the plot is.
The Matrix Resurrection has a very simple plot. Thomas Anderson is now in the Matrix again, but he thinks he's created the first 3 Matrixes, and Warner Brothers is making him make Matrix 4. But it turns out, and it's all just the Wachowski sisters, the Wachowski sister. I'll just call them the Wachowski. I'll call them the Wachowski sister because we don't have both Wachowskis. So, but I don't. Whatever. Whichever Wachowski sister made the movie wanted to make a slick commentary on how Warner Brothers wanted her to make a sequel reboot, Force Awakens style, for The Matrix. And what she did was she made this perfect commentary. But then 30 minutes in she drops it and she made The Force Awakens for Matrix. All of the old characters have been replaced. This movie takes place 60 years in the future. All of the old characters have been replaced, with the exception of Neo and Trinity. I was trying to remember her stupid ass name. For some reason I was going to say Elf, like from the Little Rascals. Trinity. So, they save Neo from the Matrix like the first movie. Then they go to the secret hideout and talk about politics, space politics, for fucking an hour, like the second movie. And then they do a bunch of stupid
They
shit.
ride
Fly
the giant
around.
flying cartoon.
They fly
eagle to
around
Mordor.
fighting a million different characters. Like the third movie. So, in a way, it's like a movie that starts out saying, fuck remaking The Matrix. What we made was special. We'll never do it again. Unless Warner Brothers comes with a check. Then we're going to do it. And then they did it. And then one of the Wachowski sisters did it. And then the fucking... Somehow, even though they made fun of the fact that they wouldn't do a reboot, what they did was they rebooted it and just smashed the first 3 movies into one movie. I mean, it's still better than the second and third Matrix, I guess. Aiden, what did you think of The Matrix Resurrections?
Yeah, it's a, I don't really know where to start. The first 30 minutes kind of have an interesting concept, even if it's kind of boring, where Keanu Reeves just kind of wanders around and doesn't know how to act and just bumbles his way around and says... I made The Matrix and I have to take my normal pills because I'm crazy. And then Neil Patrick Harris is his therapist and wears blue glasses because it's the blue pill. Isn't that so crazy? And then, once the actual, all that first 30 minutes of shit is just commentary on I didn't want to make this movie and just got paid a lot to do it. And then after that it just turns into a regular shitty movie. So the whole first 30 minutes are just pointless, basically.
Yeah.
It is the first 30 minutes essentially accomplished what the first movie accomplished in 5 minutes. Neo goes to work, his job sucks, things get weird, and then a bunch of stuff happens. And then they cram the other 3 movies into this, as far as I can tell, but just it's very direct. Very direct references in a lot of ways.
They literally keep cutting back to footage from the old movies.
They literally keep cutting back to horribly color-corrected, grainy film, and then back to this pristinely shot 4K digital stuff. I don't really get it. So the whole concept, mostly, revolves around Neil Patrick Harris being the new head AI
Agent
thing.
Smith, basically.
But then Agent Smith is also there, but he looks like a fucking college frat guy. And
But also Morbius, the new Morbius is also Agent Smith.
Yes, there's also new Morbius. And, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the third movie ends with Neo destroying all the machines.
No, he kind of just dies.
Okay.
I don't really remember. I watched it like a month ago, but basically he like destroys a bunch of machines and he dies, and then like they're safe. They save their little area or whatever, and they're like, yippee. And Trinity dies, and Neo goes blind for a while.
Yeah. So, for some reason Neil Patrick Harris was like, it's a good idea to clone, reincarnate Neo and Trinity, and bring them back to life, and then put them back in pods, and put them next to each other, because they'll be so horny, it'll give us lots of energy.
Yep.
And then he talks about how he really kills it at like the robot company awards party, and gets like all the company sales trophies for generating the most energy to Neo's horniness or something.
It's like pretty much what
I literally was.
No,
just
they make
like,
him an incel because he says he has to dangle
but that's
Trinity
the thing.
in front of her, and then literal Chad, her husband Chad, her husband for Chad the Chad, is banging Trinity so hard that she refuses to be with a virgin like Neo, but that'll keep the horniness levels of Neo so high that it powers the entire Matrix.
It's
and
like
gives so much power.
It's so fucking bizarre. And then, I mean, really, the conclusion of it all, besides the fact that it's just like boring and like a bunch of just weird shit happens, like out of nowhere, they're just like standing around talking in one scene, and then a giant cartoon robot hawk flies down and befriends them, and then they use it to like fly into the thing, and Morpheus can become real because he's marbles. Neo is the worst fucking character in this movie. Neo, I mean, beyond the fact that Keanu Reeves can't act, Neo is like the most passive protagonist ever put in a movie. He doesn't come up with the plan. He doesn't want to do the plan. The robots capture Trinity, and they're like, we're gonna kill her if you don't come back, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then everyone else has to bully him into actually not doing that. He's horrible. He's a fucking stupid asshole.
Yeah, and most of the movie he just stands there confused. And
He's confused.
I think I've seen this before.
And he's like, I don't really want to fight people anymore, man.
It's like Keanu Reeves' worst performance in years. Honestly, half of his lines felt like outtakes.
It all feels like an outtake.
Right.
And then, like,
terrible.
the grand conclusion of this movie, like, I don't really know what happens in The Matrix 3 because I haven't seen it, but
they shoot robots.
Trinity and Neo end up dead in that one. And in this one,
they fly around.
They fly around like Superman and make rainbows in the sky while Neil Patrick Harris cries. And it's like this really weird, cheesy, happy ending, and they're just like rewriting the end of Matrix 3 because they felt that it was like too sad or something. It's fucking weird. I don't know. All they did was explain the plot, but I don't have any emotion towards this movie. It's a fucking weird mess that I barely comprehended. It's interesting for the first 30 minutes, but that first 30 minutes is completely irrelevant. Yeah. And then it just becomes a boring rehash of the first 3 movies.
Act 1 is set up for a more interesting movie.
It's not even Act 1. It's the first Act 1.
And
then there's a second normal Act 1.
Yeah, the prologue to this movie.
The 30-minute prologue in this 2-hour movie, 2.5-hour
movie. This is the best way to probably experience The Matrix on super speed run, where you watch the first, hour, and you're like, oh, that was okay. And that's basically Matrix 1, and then the last hour and a half suck, and that's Matrix 2 and 3. So it is probably... this is the best way.
Watch the first Matrix and then the second half of this movie.
This is...
Save yourself
I
some
think
time,
whatever one of the Wachowski sisters directed this was trying to... I think it was Lily Wachowski. Let me see which fucking Wachowski it was. Regardless of which of the fucking... I'm pretty sure it's Lily Wachowski. Let me see this shit. Lana Wachowski. Okay, you're right. So Lana Wachowski, I think, came up with the idea to challenge herself into speed running the 3... speed run the first 3 Matrix movies.
Okay, what'd you think of the movie? got her. The Matrix.
I'm the Matrix expert. I passively watched the first... Well, I watched the first Matrix movie, and then I kind of got bored through the second one, so I was, like, cleaning the house and shit and doing dishes while I watched it. The third one, I was just, like, playing Pokemon and watching it in the background, like, hardcore, not paying attention type of shit. But I'm kind of a Matrix expert myself. I'm something of a Matrix myself. Yeah, I would have liked a movie where... Maybe it was like meta where like the Matrix was fake, but then there's like and Neo made it. Right.
Keanu Reeves gets pulled into the Matrix.
Right, like the Matrix is fake, but then like that he made up, and like the first 3 movies are not canon to this movie, but then it turns out there actually is a Matrix, and they like see it through the eyes of Keanu. I don't know what the fuck. That's kind of what they were setting it up to be, where it was like New Nightmare, where it's like Robert Englund made the movies and now he's getting terrorized by the Matrix. Literally just New Nightmare the shit, but with the Matrix.
And
then you could basically just remake the Matrix. You could basically just remake the Matrix, do some of the conventions from those movies, but also kind of twist it on its head. That's what the first, like, 30 minutes was setting up. And then it's like, no, but actually this is just the same fucking... This is just Matrix 4. That's what it is. It's just Matrix 4. It's more of the stupid bullshit with these stupid-ass robots. And they're running around. They're fucking shooting shit. Like, bullet time is here, and they're doing bullet time to the stupid fucking robots. And they're in their stupid, boring Utopia city again.
I like how all the characters just
all the characters are just talking...
Like, all the, like, Hugo Weaving is, you know, as
gone.
Agent Smith, he's just gone, replaced with some college Chad guy.
Right.
Fucking Morbius. Lawrence Fishburne's gone and just replaced with
some
like,
other guy. Kind of like Lawrence Fishburne, too. So.
Kind of in what way?
He's a bald black guy. He's kind of got a big head like Morbius, too. And they throw him in the outfit and all that. Yeah, with the sunglasses and everything, he kind of looks like Morbius.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
They intentionally picked an actor that looked kind of like Morbius, and then they also were like, "Oh, but Morbius." And how many people are Agent Smith in this? Like, we don't get Agent Smith, but Morbius is Agent Smith. There's a character named Smith, and then there's another character that was also Agent Smith.
Well,
there were 3 Agent Smiths.
His boss, college Chad guy, is supposed to be like a reincarnation of Agent Smith.
No, Chad guy is Agent Smith. His boss is a different character who's also Agent Smith. And then Morbius is also half Morbius, half Agent Smith.
Yeah, and then...
Because Neo just programmed everyone to be Agent Smith. And somehow...
And then at the end of the movie, all the other people just turn into, like, zombies for a little bit. And like
right. Well, and then Neo programmed fake Morbius into his video game. And then somehow Morbius from the video game
got hacked out
into
the Asian lady into real life,
real Matrix, and then from there he could be transferred into real life. So he's like a triple level. So he's a video game character they pulled out of a USB into the real world of the Matrix, and then. From there, he can go into the boring real world. It's just so stupid. And they don't spend enough time in the fucking Matrix. The only time they're in the Matrix, after they, like, get Neo out of the Matrix, the only time they go into the fucking Matrix is when they fight a bunch of homeless bums. And you're like, who the fuck are these characters?
I also don't
They're like, we're the homeless bums. What? Who are these fuckers?
There's, like, the Indian lady who works at his game workshop, and then in like, 3/4 of the way through the movie, she's just like, I'm a psychic wizard, and they stand around a well in
she's also the little girl.
Apple orchard. Talk to her by the apple orchard well, and she's like, I have a plan. I'm assembling a team.
I like how they literally like are talking about the plan and the movie's edited to show the plan at the same time, like Ocean's 11 style. But really, like, most of the plan is just explained, and then they say, and they're like, yeah, it's easy enough to get up 500 stories or whatever. And then, like, they say that, and then we don't actually see them go up 500 stories. It just, like, cuts to them up 500 stories. It's like, oh, well, it fucking must have been easy enough. Couldn't have been that hard.
They flew in on the fucking cartoon eagle.
Right. and it was no problem.
It's no problem.
But they just like they like explain this plan like it's gonna be the hardest thing ever. But the way it's edited to like interweave with them telling the plan Ocean's 11 style is just it doesn't work.
Yeah,
because
really
then it just makes the plan
awkward.
seem super easy and like no one dies, nothing actually happens. They just fly up on a fucking stupid like, CGI eagle.
And they fly
That came
around.
out allegedly came out of nowhere. I don't know anything about this eagle.
No,
I literally went
Connor
to take
went
a piss,
to the bathroom for
and now
less
all of a
than
sudden-
2 minutes, and all of a sudden they're like standing around with the Oracle or whoever like runs the little human city, and this giant blue cartoon eagle robot flies down, and she says, and everyone's like, "Oh, we should shoot it," and then she says, "No, it's friends," and she starts petting it, and then it just flies away again. And then when they needed it, it flies back into the scene.
Shows back up, right?
Why didn't the Eagles just fly Neo to Mordor?
Well, it's pretty much it would happen.
It pretty much is exactly.
There's no way to do how it should end. It won't have the fucking option to make why didn't the robot eagle fly Neo to Mordor? Because that's basically how this movie went. They flew him right to Alfalfa, right to Trinity.
Yeah, it's a fuck.
It's a really
It's
stupid
a fuck.
movie.
It is a stupid movie.
Probably still like it better than Matrix 2 and 3. But
Yeah,
maybe
in my
not.
opinion.
They're equally bad. I was hoping for something like... I thought, usually when you do the soft reboot after like a couple franchise failures, that you just play it safe, or like come up with a different idea. I don't know. I just somehow expected this.
Well,
movie
they had
to
a
be better
different
than
idea,
2 and 3,
and then they dropped it 30
It
minutes.
just wasn't. Right, like they pussied out. Like Lana Wachowski sat there and was like, okay, if I do this, like, what's the worst case scenario if they actually went through the initial idea that the movie sets up? Worst case scenario, it's bad. And what did they do? They played it safe by just making a movie that they knew was going to be bad.
Yeah.
But the first 30 minutes seems to have exonerated the movie because like every critical review I read was like, this movie's fucking amazing.
Yeah, they
Fucking
needed,
deconstructs the whole fucking Hollywood.
They either needed
Deconstructs the whole fucking Hollywood by making a stupid fucking action movie
They
with 20
either
minutes
needed-
at the start.
They either needed to follow up on the first 30 minutes or scrap the first 30 minutes.
I think the first 30 minutes should have been cut down to about 5 fucking minutes, and then they should have just done it. Like, genuinely, it's fucking so pointless. But, anyways. So, Aiden, would you recommend The Matrix?
Hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. No, it's a fuck. It sucks.
This is Peaches. She's the other mascot of the channel besides Curtis.
Besides Curtis and Maya.
And Luna.
And Jacko.
Jacko.
And Snacks. I'm just
Snacks
kidding,
and-
Snacks. It's never gonna end up
Snacks
on
will
camera.
probably never appear on camera.
Or Snacks. Anyway. Yeah, hell no. That's a shitty fucking movie. Do not recommend. Connor, would you recommend The Matrix Resurrection?
No bueno. It's another shitty Matrix movie. It's just another shitty Matrix movie. That's the tagline for this video. Matrix Resurrections, another shitty Matrix movie. Because that's what it is.
That is what it is.
I want to print it on HD DVD. If you or your friends know how to print HD DVDs, and you want to send me a copy, because I already have the HD DVD trilogy of The Matrix. Let me just show off. Hate to be a bit of a show off, but So, if you or your friends know how to make Matrix 4 on HD DVD, let me know.